Hey guys, welcome back to Chandler Burton Entertainment. So again, this is going to be part 2 of 3 videos that I'm making showing off all my movies. On Monday, we looked at all these movies right here, so the little movies that we went through. And today, we're going to be going through these movies right here. So we have horror, thriller, action, and comedy. So we're going to go over those movies here today. If you like what you see, feel free to hit the subscribe button. That does go a long way. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and get started with the comedy section. There's a ton of movies to go over today here, so I'm just going to try to go as quickly as possible through these movies, so that way the video is hopefully not as long. But again, this is going to be part 2 of 3 of my entire movie collection. Friday I will have the next video uploaded, so I decided to do it every other day. So I'm going to do Monday, Wednesday, and then we're going to do Friday, which I'll upload the next video. So we'll go ahead again with the comedy. Hopefully I organize everything well, so everything kind of makes sense. So we'll go and just power through these as quickly as we can. Again, I don't do alphabetical order, I just do it by genre, or what I feel fits into the genre. So kind of how I organize movies here. So, alright, we're going to get started here. So first up on the list is Jumanji, Welcome to the Jungle. Jumanji, The Next Level. I actually really enjoy both those movies quite a bit. I think they're a lot of fun. I think they're just really fun movies. Napoleon Dynamite. The Benchwarmers. Not a very good movie, but it's definitely a guilty pleasure. I think it's hilarious. It just cracks me up every time. Blades of Glory. Again, another movie that is just so over the top. It's just hilarious. Absolutely love this movie. I love like stupid, over the top comedies. I need to get a couple more for my collection, like Hot Rod and those types of things. But those movies are so funny to me. They're just hilarious. Superbad, one of the best comedies ever. Game Night, really underrated movie actually. A lot of people didn't talk about this movie when it came out, but it actually is a really fun concept, and it's really funny. So if you haven't seen Game Night, check it out. You won't be disappointed. It is a lot of fun. Alright, so now we got a 3-pack here. So we have Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey, and Bill and Ted Face the Music. I love all 3 of these movies. They're just classics. They're a lot of fun. And of course, my man Keanu Reeves is always great. Gotta love Keanu Reeves. The Wicker Man. This movie should be considered a horror thriller. This is the one with Nicolas Cage. I actually bought it for 2 reasons. One, I wanted my sister to see it to show her how bad it is. And 2, I got it for like $5 on Amazon. This movie is, without question, it is so funny. It's one of the best bad movies I've ever seen. That's why I put it in comedy. That it should be in horror, but it's in comedy because it's just that hilarious. So check it out if you haven't seen it. You will get a kick out of this movie. Unfortunately for the wrong reasons. Next we have Zombieland, classic. Zombieland Double Tap. Jackass Presents Bad Grandpa. Super over the top movie. This movie is hilarious. I like how they combined like an actual movie with the pranks that they do. I just think it's really funny. Jexy, it's a guilty pleasure movie. It's not great by any means, but it is still just, the concept of it is just really funny. If you're into like lowbrow humor, you're gonna love this movie. Like, don't expect anything great, but it is definitely very funny. The Hangover trilogy, Hangover 1, Hangover Part 2, Hangover Part 3. I really like the first movie. I think it's super clever, super hilarious. The second one is essentially the same film, but worse, but it's not, it's funny at some parts. And the third one is just bad. I don't really consider it a comedy. I consider it more of like a weird thriller. So the first movie's great, the second one's okay, the third one is just bad. But they'll get all of them on sale, so Hangover trilogy. Again, as I mentioned in my other video, I'm very purist when it comes to this type of stuff. So, Tropic Thunder, one of my favorite comedies of all time. Robert Downey Jr. gives a wonderful performance. He plays a better black guy than I do, so just keep that in mind. Movie's great. Keanu with Keegan-Michael Key and Jordan Peele. This movie, again, is just so silly that you're just like, man, you can't help just but laugh. Both of them are hilarious in the movie. The concept's hilarious, and the cat's really cute. Get Hard with Kevin Hart and Will Ferrell. This one was actually a gift from my friend. This movie was okay. Wasn't my favorite comedy of theirs. I usually find both of them pretty funny in the movie, but this one was kind of hit or miss with the comedy. They had some few moments where I did laugh out loud, but definitely not my favorite comedy. Team America, World Police. You guys made South Park. I love this movie. It's hilarious. Due Date from the same guys who did The Hangover. I actually really like this movie. It's a fun road trip movie. Robert Downey Jr. is so rude in this movie, and I freaking love that. It just cracks me up. The Night Before, I actually got, it's weird, I got the Spanish version, which is weird. I think it still plays the English version, but yeah, it's really weird. It's like Spanish at the bottom, or, yeah, I think it's Spanish. But The Night Before, great Christmas comedy, super, super funny. Mike and Dave Need Wedding Dates. I love when Zac Efron can do a comedy and just have fun with himself. I thought he did great in this movie. I thought this movie was just hilarious. Just really, really funny, really enjoyable. The Hitman's Bodyguard. Oh, I still got some stuff on here. Whoops. Hitman's Bodyguard, really good movie. The sequel's coming out here next month, so keep an eye out for that. Looks like it's going to be hilarious. Hot Tub Time Machine. Another weirdly classic comedy. Super strange, but really funny. Hot Tub Time Machine 2. Definitely not as good as the first one, but it still had a few laughs. The Nice Guys, one of the best comedies I've seen in a while, to be honest. I actually was kind of late to the party when it came to this movie, but it's super, super good. Definitely check it out if you haven't seen it. This Is the End. This is one of my favorite comedies of all time. It just stars all of these guys that you just know and love. They play themselves in an apocalyptic world, and it's so hilarious. I watched it on my trip when I went to go see my friend, and we were just dying the entire time. I absolutely love this movie. Check it out if you haven't seen it. It's balls to the walls hilarious. Tag. This is based on a true story, which me and my friends, we talked about it. I was like, man, we could probably do something like this. But yeah, they just literally play a game of tag. It's just so fun. Like, this is I mean, it's a real thing. These guys in real life must be the coolest. It's so good. Ted 1 and 2. I love the first Ted. I think it's hilarious. Ted 2 is very funny, but the first one, I think the story is better, and story is always going to win it for me. So I prefer Ted 1, but Ted 2 is still as hilarious as the first one. And then my last comedy that I have here is A Million Ways to Die in the West. I've seen it a few times. It definitely has a few laughs in it, but definitely not as funny as I thought it was going to be. I do prefer the Ted movies, and hopefully Seth MacFarlane's next movie can definitely net a win, because this one was kind of hit or miss. Alright, so those were all the comedies that I had, so we're going to now check out all of the action movies that I have. So we'll go and get into that. Alright, so the next category is going to be my action movies. I have a ton of those movies, so I'm just going to quickly go through these. I may talk about a few of them, but we're going to go through this as quickly as we can to kind of show them off here. So we'll go and get that started. I got to be careful. I have a huge list. See how tall my hand is? That's where the movies are. It's crazy. So I got to be really careful it doesn't fall. Alright, so we have the Men in Black trilogy, Men in Black 1, 2, and 3. See how careful I'm trying to be because I don't want them to fall. Men in Black International. Hardcore Henry. Overlord. Power Rangers. Not bad, actually, to be honest. Baby Driver. Tomb Raider. Y'all remember that Tomb Raider movie that came out that nobody talked about? Well, I remember it. Not bad. Probably one of the better video game movies, even though it's still not that good. Bumblebee, the only Transformers movie that I can tolerate. Mad Max Fury Road. Kingsman: The Secret Service. Edge of Tomorrow. The the Hunger Games series, so it's Hunger Games, Catching Fire, Mockingjay Part 1, and Mockingjay Part 2. Man, I love Catching Fire. It's one of the best movies ever. So good. The 2014 Godzilla. Kong Skull Island. Godzilla King of the Monsters. And hopefully Godzilla vs. King Kong will come out on Blu-ray and DVD soon, so I can buy it and add to my collection, because I love that movie. It's actually pretty good. Alright, so now we have the Bourne movies. Get this pulled up here. It's kind of a cool, it looks like a book. It's really nice. So you have the Bourne Identity, the Bourne Supremacy, the Bourne Ultimatum, which is probably the best one, the Bourne Legacy, and Jason Bourne. So it's kind of cool and has like a bonus disc and all that stuff. So really cool. I got this pretty cheap actually on Amazon for like 20 bucks for all the movies. So can't complain there. Not bad. Alright, so now we have the Jurassic, well it says Jurassic World, but this is like all the Jurassic Park movies. So it's Jurassic Park, Lost World, Jurassic Park 3, Jurassic World, and then Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. Did not like Fallen Kingdom. I love the original. Yeah, pretty good movies. Star Trek, it's the newer Star Trek movie. So it's Star Trek, Into Darkness, and then Beyond. I actually really enjoy these movies. These are the only Star Trek movies that I've seen. Just because I didn't grow up with Star Trek or anything, so but I do like the new ones. They were pretty good. Alright, so we got Mission Impossible. We got all 6 of the movies right here. So if I can open up, see if it has anything inside, to be honest. I don't think it does. Yeah, it doesn't have anything inside here. So it is Mission Impossible 1, 2, 3, Ghost Protocol, Rogue Nation, and Fallout. And then the 7th movie actually just got delayed till next year, which is a real bummer, because this is one of my favorite action franchises ever. They're super fun to watch. Alright, so we got John Wick. John Wick Chapter 2, and John Wick Chapter 3 Parabellum. Cannot wait for John Wick 4 and 5, whatever it may be. We're doing a lot of John Wick spinoffs, to be honest, so this one probably could have gone to the superhero category. I should have put it in yesterday, so my mistake on that. So these are the original Spider-Man movies with Tobey Maguire. We got Spider-Man 1, 2, and 3. Spider-Man 2 is a great movie, Spider-Man 3 is terrible, and the first one is just laughably hilarious. It's unintentionally hilarious. All 3 of them are. But you can't help but love these movies. You can't help it. Alright, so the next one is the Amazing Spider-Man collection. So it's Amazing Spider-Man 1 and Amazing Spider-Man 2. I actually don't like either one of these movies, so I shouldn't have bought this. So I will say I am a hypocrite. But I am excited to see if Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield show up in No Way Home that's coming out in December. That's going to be awesome if they do that. So many rumors about that. It's crazy. Alright, so now we have the Harry Potter movies. We have Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, Chamber of Secrets, Prisoner of Azkaban, Goblet of Fire, Order of the Phoenix, The Half-Blood Prince, Deathly Hallows Part 1, and Deathly Hallows Part 2. So we got all the movies in here. I got this on sale as well. I get really lucky when I find these movies when they go on sale. I get really lucky about that. Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. And then Fantastic Beasts, The Crimes of Grindelwald, or whatever the heck his name is. I wasn't a huge fan of this movie, but I still got it anyway. It's because I have the other movies, and I just had to get them. Alright, so now we have the Daniel Craig James Bond edition here. So we have Casino Royale, Quantum of Solace, Skyfall, and Spectre. And then hopefully No Time to Die will be coming out here eventually, so we can see that movie as well. That'll be the last one with Daniel Craig. So I'm looking forward to it. I do enjoy most of these movies. Alright, so now we have the Planet of the Apes trilogy. So we have Rise of the Planet of the Apes, Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, and War for the Planet of the Apes. I actually just saw these recently, and they were really good. Dawn's actually probably my favorite, Dawn of the Planet of the Apes. I just really like that film. But all of them are really good. Really, really good movies. Never watched the show or anything, but still good movies. Alright, Bad Boys 1 and Bad Boys 2. Bad Boys for Life. Indiana Jones: The Complete Adventure, which is a false title because the fifth one is coming out here, hopefully in the next couple of years or so. It's got all the movies in here. Again, it looks like a book, so it's really, really cool. So you just open inside. It's got all the pictures of Harrison Ford. You got Raiders of the Lost Ark, Temple of Doom. Super good movies, man. All of these. Last Crusade. Then you got Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, which is not a great movie, but I wanted to collect them all. But they got a bunch of bonus stuff. So yeah, it's a really cool pickup. I was really happy to find this and be able to add to my collection. Super good stuff. All right, so now we have Hercules with Dwayne The Rock Johnson. Honestly, kind of a guilty pleasure of mine. I don't know, I kind of enjoy it. I like The Rock, so I'm like, it's cool. All right, so now the pile's down to a decent size here. So now we have the Terminator movies. So this is Terminator, Terminator 2 Judgment Day, Terminator 3 Rise of the Machine, and Terminator Salvation with Christian Bale. Y'all remember that movie? I haven't seen that movie in years. I remember it not being so hot. But yeah, this one's pretty cool too, actually. If you open it up inside, it's got all the stuff in here. It shows where all the movies are, and you can kind of get it in frame here. So yeah, it's pretty cool, actually. I'm like, dang, you know what? Good pickup. I was proud that I picked this one up. So those are the 4 Terminator movies. Then we have Terminator Genesis, which is not a good movie, but again, I like to have a full, complete collection. Not my favorite, but it is what it is. And then we have Terminator Dark Fate. This movie made a really weird choice in the beginning of the movie. I won't spoil it or anything. Definitely better than the Genesis, but still kind of if you know what I'm saying. It's not bad, but, it was kind of weird. It's just kind of a weird film. Okay, so we have the Matrix movies. So we have Matrix, Matrix Reloaded, Matrix Revolution, and the Animatrix. I haven't seen the Animatrix, but the 4th Matrix is coming out this year. I am looking forward to that. So we got Blade Runner, The Final Cut. Blade Runner 2049. This movie did not do very well at the box office, but it is a very, very, very good film. If you haven't seen it, you can watch this one cold without watching the other one. So definitely would recommend Blade Runner 2049. If you haven't seen it, super good movie. The Man from U.N.C.L.E. Watchmen Director's Cut. Actually, hold on a sec. Look at that. The movie was kind of loose. Gotta take care of these better. Haven't seen this movie in a while, but good movie. Good movie. Alright, and the last one is Dawn of the Dead. So those are all my action movies. So this segment was like almost 10 minutes, so that's why I'm trying to go through those as fast as I can. So for my horror and thriller movies, the pile is so big, I had to split it up into 2. So I'm going to do the same thing here. I'm going to just show you one pile, I'm going to cut it, and then I'm going to show you the other pile. And I kind of just mixed the thriller and horror together because I kind of just consider them the same thing. I just love that aspect of it. So again, the next section is going to be horror and thriller, and we'll go ahead and go from there. Alright, so the next thing that I'm going to show you guys here is going to be my horror/thriller collection. As I said, I'm going to show you like one stack, and then I'll show you the other stack, because with the action movies, they almost fell over, so I had to be really careful, because I love horror and thriller. It's like my favorite genre of film, and hopefully if you guys are into that here, you'll find something that you're interested in that you haven't heard of before. I like collecting kind of weird, obscure movies sometimes, so maybe you'll see something that you want to check out. If you do, let me know how you like it. I'd love to know that. So we'll go ahead and get started here. Again, pretty big list of movies, so we're just going to kind of power through these and just go from there. So this will be the first stack. So the first one is The Twilight Zone with Jordan Peele. I watched it a lot when I was laid off from work, and I really enjoyed it. It's actually on Paramount Plus, which I have now, but I like having physical copies of stuff. So first season of that. Twilight Zone Season 2 with Jordan Peele, which is also on Paramount Plus. So if you have that, you can watch it that way. But I like having physical copies of stuff, as I just said. So 10 Cloverfield Lane. Sinister. This movie scared me a lot when I was younger. Not too bad now, but it did scare me a lot when I was like in 2012 when it came out. The Witch. One of my friend Miguel It's like his favorite horror movie of all time, and it's a really good film. Definitely takes a few watches to understand what's going on, but if you really get into it, it really is a very disturbing piece of work. Super, super good movie. Unfriended, a guilty pleasure movie. Like, it's not great, but I still enjoy it for what it is. I even like the second one, Dark Web, which I don't own, which I would like to, but these movies are just kind of fun. They're really cheesy, but they're not bad. The Shining, of course, just a classic horror movie. Doctor Sleep, this movie did not do that well at the box office, but I thought it was a really good film. I really enjoyed it. Ewan McGregor did such a good job. I love the movie. It was super good. Alright, so we have Happy Death Day. Happy Death Day to You. Honestly, those movies are kind of fun. I think they are doing a third one, so I'm on board for it. The Invisible Man, one of the last movies I saw in theaters before everything shut down due to COVID. It was a great thrill. There was a movie that could have either been really good or really bad. I'm really happy that it was really good. The Lighthouse, same director as The Witch, actually, so you can watch both movies. This movie is a trip, man. A lot of weird stuff in it, lots and lots of crazy things happen in this movie, shot in black and white. The aspect ratio is a little bit different, but man, I love this movie. It was such a good, like, interesting film, and it's just a really good watch. So if you're into that type of movie, definitely check it out. You won't be disappointed. The Babadook, this movie terrified me because it kind of deals with, like, getting over your past and, like, stop holding on to stuff. But my sister, who loves horror too, she didn't find it very scary, but I found this movie terrifying for some reason. I don't know why. It scares me watching this movie. I don't know why. Maybe because I got to deal with a lot of crap, but Babadook, it's a really good film. The Gift, a great little horror thrill with Jason Bateman. Super cool plot twist at the end if you just stick with it the entire time. It's just a really good film. Super good film. Parasite, won movie of the year. Honestly, this movie's great. A lot of people that I've talked to do not like this movie. I think it's a genius piece of art. I think it's a really smart film. I think it's just a great film. It really is. It really is a good movie. A lot of people may have seen it, but I really enjoyed the film. Knives Out. I didn't really know where to put Knives Out, so I kind of just put it in my thriller category, but you know, I talked about the other day in the other video how much I didn't like The Last Jedi because Rian Johnson did it, but Rian Johnson did Knives Out and he killed it with this movie. It is one of the best whodunit movies. Like, it's so good. I'm sure a lot of people saw it, but if you haven't, really check it out. It's really a good movie. Uncut Gems with Adam Sandler. I cannot watch another Adam Sandler movie again because of his performance in this movie. He did so good in this movie that when I watch any other movie that he does, I just don't like it because he killed it in this movie. This is one of the such a good movie. Not the best movie ever, but it gives you so much anxiety throughout the film. It's insane. Uncut Gems, check it out. You won't be disappointed. I hope. I don't know. You might, but all right. Antebellum. Got a chance to watch this finally, and honestly, it got really bad reviews, but I honestly thought it was okay. I thought it was pretty good. Interesting twist at the end, and yeah, I really enjoyed it. Sorry, I had to pop my neck there. Got Upgrade from the same guy who actually did Invisible Man. This is his first film. Super fun movie, really enjoyable. It's just to the point, it's quick, it's a simple revenge plot, but it's super clever. Really good film. Alright, so this one is The Wind, Demon of the Prairie. This is a really interesting film. This is a movie that I was talking about. If you haven't heard of it, maybe check this one out if you're a fan of thriller and horror. This one isn't, I won't give any spoilers. I don't do that when I do these types of stuff, but check it out if you're into this kind of movie. You may like it. It's definitely different, but you may like it. Alright, Good Time with Robert Pattinson. This movie's insane. It's from the same guys that did Uncut Gems. It's actually the movie they did before Uncut Gems, and it is a trip. Robert Pattinson gives such a great performance in this movie. It's so good. Again, no spoilers or anything, but this is a great film. Check it out if you haven't seen it. You really won't be disappointed. It's some of Robert Pattinson's best work. Don't Let Go. It is a time-traveling thriller. It was okay. It had really cool elements to it, but it didn't really tie a lot of things together like it wanted to. But overall, it was a fun little thriller. We got the Saw movies, which, I don't have to go over the Saw movies, but here they are. The new one looks pretty good with Chris Rock and Samuel Jackson, so I'll definitely be checking that one out. The Accountant with Ben Affleck. I consider this movie a thriller, so just throw it in there. Sicario, I guess this would be more of like an action movies, but I put it in. It's kind of in a way, but since I did action and thriller, I just forgot to move this one. So, Sicario. And then the last one out of this pile, I'm going to the next one, is going to be Maggie with Arnold Schwarzenegger. Super good film, really small budget film, but if you like something like The Last of Us, you'll definitely enjoy this film. Okay, so that was my first pile, so we got one more, and then the next video will be uploaded on Friday, so we'll go and get to the next pile. Alright, so we got one more stack of horror and thriller, and then as I said, keep an eye out for part 3, that'll be dropping on Friday. So we'll go and get through this stack, and we'll go from there. So the next one here is Ma, interesting movie. Get Out, one of my favorite movies of all time. I mean, it's only been out for like 4 years, but this movie has impacted me as a wannabe filmmaker and a fan of horror. I just thought Jordan Peele killed it with this movie. A wonderful, wonderful experience. If you like horror and thriller. Us, Jordan Peele's second movie. Excuse me. Oh man, what the heck? Sorry about that. Us, honestly, I really enjoyed the film. A lot of people didn't like it because with Get Out, it was more of like a beginning, middle, and end. This one kind of leaves it open for interpretation, which some people don't like. But I really enjoy Us. I thought Us was a really good film. Definitely had some very anxiety-filled moments in this movie. And I cannot wait for Jordan Peele's his third movie, which Keke Palmer and that movie coming out. Don't know anything about it, but I'm excited. The original Halloween. Halloween 2018. Cannot wait for Halloween Kills this year. Super excited about that. And Halloween Ends next year. Cannot wait for those movies. Friday the 13th, the director's cut or the killer cut. It's the 2009 version. You know what? Honestly, I didn't hate that movie, but I need to get the other ones too. Searching. Ready or Not. This one's kind of a comedy too, but I consider it more of like a thriller in some aspects. But really fun movie. If you haven't seen it, definitely check it out. It's definitely suspenseful, but it is very funny. Very, very good movie. Good movie. You're looking to get into like the horror thriller aspect, but also want to have fun with the movie. So I definitely check out Ready or Not. We got Unbreakable, Split, and Glass. Then we have It Chapter 1, It Chapter 2, a little too long for my taste, and it was okay. Again, it's super long. Didn't need to be that long. Hereditary. I absolutely love this movie. I thought it was super creepy. Super good movie. If you're looking to be maybe not scared, but feel really anxious, this movie will do it for you, man. Midsommar, the scariest movie that has ever been shot in daylight. That's all that I'll say. Movie is insane. Insane. So there's another really small movie a lot of people may not know about here. It's called Green Room. It's a really good movie. It's got Patrick Stewart in it. It was actually shot in Portland, Oregon, and I live in Washington State, like on the border of Portland, so I go there often. So I'm like, oh, that's pretty cool. That's actually pretty awesome. This movie is about music, and I don't want to say too much more, except that you should definitely watch it and check it out. It really is a very stressful watch, but it's a lot of fun. Traffic, another small movie a lot of people may not have heard of. Didn't get very good reviews upon release, but I actually really enjoyed the movie. Definitely predictable where the film was going, but the way it got there, I was fairly entertained by it. Not the perfect movie, but still a decent time. A Simple Favor. This movie actually was a trip. I actually really enjoyed this movie. I love the main leads. They're both great. Yeah, I actually really enjoyed this movie a lot. It was super good. Bad Times at the El Royale. Gone Girl. Man, this is a big case. What the heck? What is it? Oh, look. Man, this is like... Whoa. Actually, to be honest, I have seen this movie, but I've watched it like on TV and I saw it in theaters. I had no idea this is all in here. What is going on? Look at all this. Okay, this is like the movie, and then there. Oh, what the heck? There's a. Okay, if you've seen the movie, you know what this is about. This book. Okay, I did not know that this was in here. Well, again, I promise you with all my heart, I've seen this movie because I really like this movie, but I bought it and I haven't watched it on Blu-ray, and all this stuff is in it. I had no idea. That's actually pretty cool. So, okay. Well, that was very exciting. Got to experience that with me. That's very, very exciting. The Belko experiment, man, going to work after watching this movie was terrible, to say the least. Imagine this actually happening. I thought this movie was a lot of fun. I thought it was really enjoyable. Wind River, starring two Avengers, Hawkeye and Scarlet Witch. It's not really them, but, you know, still, it's a good movie. High Life with Robert Pattinson. Again, it's a space thriller. Check it out. It's a really small budget. Robert Pattinson's been getting a lot of roles with like the smaller indie movies, and I know a lot of people give him crap for Twilight, but he killed it in this movie. He kills it in all of the smaller movies, so that's why I'm excited to see what he'll do again with Batman. I'm really excited about that. But check out High Life. It's pretty good. Don't Breathe. Cannot wait for the sequel for this movie. This movie will give you so much anxiety. It's insane. Insane how much anxiety this movie will give you. So if that freaks you out, don't watch it. But this is a great watch. Super fun to watch with a lot of people. Cabin in the Woods. This movie is so clever. It's so interesting to watch. It's hard to explain if you haven't seen it, but you should definitely watch it. It's very, very interesting. We've got a couple more here. We got Slight, another movie that a lot of people may not have heard of. It's kind of like involved. It's like a thriller / magic type movie, but it does magic in a really cool way. It's not the way you think, and so definitely check out the movie Slight if you haven't seen it. It's a really fun watch. And the last one that I have here, It Comes at Night. A lot of people did not like this movie because, again, just like with Us, it kind of leaves it open for interpretation, and a lot of people don't like that. They want A, B, and C plot, but sometimes it's kind of cool just to speculate what could have happened or what, you know, those types of things going on. Don't want to spoil it, as I said. I don't have to spoil anything. What I said is not a spoiler, but, you know, check it out. If you like to have stuff open for interpretation and talk about it with friends, definitely check it out. If you're not a fan, if you want the movie to end up and just go from point A to point B, point C, just end up everything, definitely just do that. But it's not for everybody. Alright, so that was my list of movies that I was going to show you guys here today. Again, keep an eye out for Friday. I will have the last video uploaded for all my movies here. If you like what you see, feel free to hit subscribe and the like button. It does go a long way. But again, this has been Chandler Burton Entertainment, and until next time, I hope you all take care.